Okay, folks, so I'll go through the process of creating a nightlight here using Lithophane Maker and a little bit of Fusion 360. Not necessary, but if you want to add some custom text. So you can start with any image, the skinnier and taller, so the more portrait the image, the better. And if you're just looking for some fun images, Pixabay has a lot of royalty-free images, so some pretty cool stuff. But let's look at this one here. So this is it's kind of a favorite nightlight that I've done for people. And when I first got this, I think I got it off Pixabay. Obviously, you'd want to crop this a little bit. So you kind of bring that over, and now I've got something that's a little bit more portrait shaped, which is fantastic. So let's export this. Now you want the highest quality you can get. So I will export, and I'm going to export as. And we'll go with JPEG and crank that up to high here, and we'll export and we'll do bear cub crop or something like that. Okay, so now we need to turn it into the Lithophane, and there's plenty of ways to do it, but my favorite is Lithophane Maker. Phane, if I could just type. .com, right? So if you go to Lithophane Maker, now you can create an account. They don't ask for anything but an email, and you don't even have a password. So I'm going to log into my account. You guys could technically log into mine to get these settings. You just got to put my email address in there. But create your own, obviously, at some point. But if you want to see my settings, you could. And now if I go to Lithophane Makers, come down, there's a whole bunch of cool things you can do, but we want a nightlight, which is this one. And really, this is the big value right here that you want to deal with, because this slot width, right, the width of the actual slot here, fits the nightlight link that I'm going to give you perfectly. I say perfectly. For me, you might want to tweak it a little bit, but it's a really good starting point. Now, I'm not going to crop the image, and I'm going to choose a file. And again, I might have tweaked some other values here. I don't know, but doesn't matter. If you just create your own account, this is the value you want, and then you can save save your settings, and it'll always be there. So let's choose and downloads, I guess, and that bear cub crop, and now we've got that bear cub image, right? Okay, so we're going to create an STL file. Now, it does not create a watertight STL, and by watertight, really what I'm saying is, when you think of an STL file, it's a bunch of really any 3D model. It's a bunch of triangles, right? And you put all these little triangles together, and the more triangles, the smaller, the better resolution you have of the 3D model. But let's come over here, and there's the settings are here too. So I guess I could send you the settings file. So here's my settings. So I'll attach this so that's that slot width there. And I think I changed the thickness too a little bit. So the adapter thickness, this is the value I go with. But I'll include this too. Okay. So I'm going to I want to add a logo to this, right? And you might not. You could just bring this into into a Bambu Studio now and create your nightlight, right? It's that simple. But if you want to, what you could do is this. Now, I just keep reusing the same one, so I just have one here. And what I do is I just keep deleting this, and I bring in the new nightlight, and I use this existing nodarknights.com. So I haven't created this arc text for a while, but let's give it a shot here. So I'm going to say a new design here. Come on. Right, a new design. Okay, here we go. And I want to draw on the top. And let's move this out of the way. Okay, so let's create a circle, I guess. Can we? No, we want a new sketch. So we want to create a sketch, and we're going to create it. I'll create that right here, and now we can create a circle. And I want this to be. Let's dimension this. I've kind of made the big switch and only use SolidWorks now, so I'm a little bit rusty here. But let's see. Smart dimension. Here we go. Cool. Now, I don't know what size I want this to be. We'll figure out. We can scale everything when we're done. But let's just say, I want this to be 75-ish, somewhere around there, right? So we'll say, am I in millimeters? How do you change your units? It's down here in SolidWorks. Document setting units is millimeters. Awesome. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually add text here. Now I might more want this to be elliptical instead of this big arc. You could play with that, but I think if we go to create text, you can create text on a path, right? So we could say, hey, I want to create text on this path. And you could put, somebody's name or a web address or something like that. I'm just going to say hello, and I want to maybe just kind of move this along the path here a little bit so it's more straight up and down like such. And I'll leave that size like such for now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so now what we can do is I'm going to extrude this. So let's come here and we can finish the sketch. And now I want to extrude the text. And I'll extrude it up. I don't know, I was just measuring with my fingers. I don't know, let's say, I guess maybe like 1.5 millimeters or something like that. And we'll see how that goes. Now, I don't want this to be part of the, I'm going to undo this here. I don't want this to be part of the path anymore, so can we get rid of that path? We can. And now I'm going to extrude this up again. We'll say 1.5 or so. See how that works. And it might be okay, it might not. Let's find out. All right, now what we can do is we can bring in our nightlight. And I think I extracted it. So let's go to Insert. And we're going to bring in a mesh. And we'll select from the computer. And let's come here. And it looks like maybe I didn't unzip it yet. So let's come here and let's extract all of this. Okay, so right click and extract all. Extract. Okay, that's better. All right, let's close this up. Let's come back here, and now we should be able to find this. Cool. So it brings us in, and we're going to need to flip it up. Right now, you could rotate it here and go straight up, but the cool part is you can say I just want to flip it up, and then I want to move it to the ground. So I'm going to bring it down and make sure it's on the actual ground. Okay, and I can choose OK. Now what you're going to find is this is not watertight, and I'm going to fix that. So I want to come over, and again, what I'm really just doing is I'm normalizing all these vectors. So I want to grab this, and I'm going to go over to Body. And if you come all the way down, you're going to see a little warning, and it's telling me it's not a closed or a watertight mesh. Click the warning. There's a couple you can choose. Just choose Stitch and Remove. It works great, and Bambu Studio likes it. It'll take a second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're doing pretty good now. The only thing we're going to have to do now is we want to move all of that text, right? So we're going to move this down. I think we can just tap M. Can we just tap M to move it? We can, right? So we can kind of move this, and we might want to obviously move it up just a little bit. Now the interesting thing is, once you get it where you want, let's bring it up like 2. You're going to find that I just leave it alone, right? And then I just keep replacing this. But you might want to change the name or whatever you need to do. Let's put a window selection around that again. Tap M for move, and maybe we'll come up just another maybe 0.5 or so more. And yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good there, which I think we're doing okay. All right, now we can export this. So let's come up, and we'll choose to export. And you want to export as an STL. We want to bring it into our 3D printer, so we can say STL. And I'll call this one hello, I guess. And we'll choose export. Awesome. So now it's just Bambu Studio, right? So we can go to Bambu Studio. A little bit longer than I wanted, but we should be, under 11 minutes at this point. We'll see. Folks, you want a white for the light. Different colors don't. And I'll show you the link to the lights too. But the lithophane white works the best. And Bambu Labs has a lithophane white. They actually have a lithophane kit, so you can get all different lithophane colors. But really, just any plain white works pretty good too, right? So let's create a new project here, and we're going to load up, and we'd come here, and then we'll load that up. Now we want to flip this up so we can here. Which one's flip? This one's here. We'll flip up onto to that surface just like that, and there we go. There's rotate. Fantastic, right? So this is looking pretty good. Now we're going to want to make sure that we choose that white color. But if you want the text to stand out, what you can do is you can paint it now, right? So you can grab this and you can go to the painter. Let's just pick some other color, and we'll choose fill. And what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of zoom right here. And what I do is I just fill in the tops. And then you have one nice layer of color, and it really stands out on the night lights. Awesome. Very cool. Nice. And then it's just a matter of exporting it, right? So you're going to go to your slice plate, go through that process. Cool. And go to your print plate, and make sure that you choose whatever color you want for the light, and then whatever color slot you want for your text, and then just hit send, and you're good to go. Now I'll also send this link, and this is these are the lights. So you can use any lights, but these are the LED lights that I use, and then these are the style of, and you can see I've purchased a good amount of these, and this is just one category. We used to get them from a different place, so we purchased a lot. And this is the style. They have automatic lights, but I will tell you, they're garbage. They just don't work as cool. So you want the ones with a switch. It's not going to automatically turn on or off, but who cares? And I'll send a link to both of these. And again, that 16.5 millimeter slot fits these lights perfectly, so you'd be good to go. All right, good luck. Let me know how it comes out.